It's easy to defend. That's a quote. That is a direct quote. And I ask you, who said that? It's easy to defend. That is a quote from Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers, whose team has just made history. His team were winning a game on the 94th minute and 52 seconds. 94 minutes into the game, plus 52 seconds, so nearly 95 minutes, his Leicester team are winning the game. Guess what? They lost. They didn't draw, they lost. They have surpassed the latest ever moment that happened. Quiz question for you. What was the fixture? Shall I tell you the answer at the end, or do you want the answer now? If you don't want to know, skip the next 10 seconds. The answer was Aguero. Tottenham tonight made history. They were the latest winners of a match from a losing position that the league has ever seen. An unbelievable achievement. And do you remember a few weeks ago when I said that Antonio Conte's arrival at Tottenham changed the face of Tottenham? We need to redefine who Tottenham are in our minds. Tottenham are no longer Tottenham. You know that rather friendly, I don't even like to use it, but you know that rather friendly moniker, that Spursy thing? Spurs are no longer Spursy. Spursy does not exist because Antonio Conte is elite. Antonio Conte is one of the best managers in the world, and Antonio Conte is a man who succeeds. He is a man who succeeds wherever he goes, and sadly, I feel like it will be the case at Tottenham. Whatever you think of his arrival at Tottenham, what he has done in the Premier League is borderline perfect. You know, there's been some shaky moments in both cup competitions. There have been some very shaky moments in Europe. There's been some very shaky moments in the League Cup against Chelsea. But their league form under Antonio Conte, pretty much perfect. They have kept a lot of clean sheets, bearing in mind how open they were under the previous regime. They have started to see their big players playing well and scoring goals. Harry Kane today scored a beautiful goal. Sat Soyuncu down and rolled it into the net. Prime peak Harry Kane. And Steven Bergwijn, a man who hadn't scored a goal all season, scores in the 95th minute. Ajax have been sniffing around Bergwijn, and when you see what he did tonight, you can understand why. The fact that he hasn't scored a goal all season and yet has the confidence to do that. In the last couple of seconds of the match, 2 goals in added time, off the bench, to give Tottenham all 3 points. Today, this moment is a landmark, pivotal moment for the Premier League, but crucially for Tottenham Hotspur. I honestly cannot believe what we witnessed. It's historic. It is historic, but it's such a shame. It was so avoidable. I cannot believe what Yuri Tielemans did. He's a good player, Tielemans. He's a very good player. We know that. But wow, he got this so wrong. His team have just conceded. His team have just conceded, and he tries to beat a man, plays a wayward pass straight to the feet of a Tottenham player. The ball finds Harry Kane. Kane plays an exquisite through ball, allowing Bergwijn to round Kasper Schmeichel. Schmeichel was thinking about bringing Bergwijn down. Soyuncu gets to the goal line. He covers the near post. He doesn't cover the far post, and the ball squeaks in. But do you know why Tottenham deserve that goal? Do you know why? It's nothing to do with the way that they played throughout the game. They probably did deserve it throughout the game, but that's not the reason why. The reason why is because when they equalised deep into added time, they equalised in practically the 95th minute. They didn't celebrate. Watch the reaction. There is a goalmouth scramble, and the Tottenham players are desperately trying to rescue the ball to get the game back underway because they believed that there was a victory there for them. Nobody would have blamed them for writing it off there and celebrating a point. A point was a brilliant result in the conditions. In those circumstances, a point away at Filbert Street was a brilliant point. But they weren't happy. Watch the moment that the ball trickles over the line. Oh no, this one, the ball gets blasted over the line by Bergwijn. Watch what happens. There is a melee. Harry Kane's very involved, wrestling to get the ball back, to get the game underway, because they believed that in the 30 seconds or so that was left of that match, they could win it. Nobody believed that they could, but they believed. And that, my friend, is the Antonio Conte effect. Fight until the end. Believe constantly, and they got what they deserved. Annoyingly, They got exactly what they deserved. I mean, do you know what the game reminded me of? A game that will long live in Tottenham fans' memory is that game. Do you remember that game against Ajax? The Lucas Moura game. There was a sprinkling of Ajax, wasn't there? There was a little soupçon of Ajax in that result tonight. It was a monumental moment, and I truly cannot believe it. It was a dazzling game. It was one of the best games I've seen, and I cannot think of a moment as exciting and as exhilarating, and from my perspective as painful, as it was at the end there. But, like I say, Tottenham are no longer Tottenham. Tottenham need to be redefined. You know that Alex Ferguson quote? Lads, it's Tottenham. That's over. That is not Tottenham anymore. When Chelsea play Tottenham in the league, I'm nervous. You know, it's on the horizon, and the form that Chelsea are in, I am worried. And Tottenham are now in pole position to qualify for the European Cup. Tottenham are now a point behind West Ham with 3 games in hand. Tottenham win. In fact, they don't even have to win all of their games in hand to go above Chelsea. That is how good a job Antonio Conte has done. They are still unbeaten in the league, and they are a very intimidating force. I am very worried about this. And Antonio Conte is brilliant. We saw him celebrating on the touchline. He looks like he's got his old swagger back. It actually reminded me, can you remember, I think it would have been in Antonio Conte's first game at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea played West Ham United. Diego Costa scored for Chelsea in the last minute. It was a Monday night. I was in the ground. Diego Costa scored, P-rollered it, crossed the line in the last minute, and Antonio Conte went potty on the touchline, diving headfirst into the family enclosure and swinging in a beautiful suit off the dugout, the managerial dugout. That's what he was doing tonight. It was a moment, and Tottenham are serious. Tottenham are back. All of that stuff that they talk about, the first team that won the double and when the year ends in one and all that, they're back. We need to be scared of Tottenham. If you support Arsenal, if you support Man United, if you support Chelsea, be aware of Tottenham. You know how I've always dismissed that club. I've always said it's an illusion. Forget Tottenham. No longer. They are the real deal now. We need to be very aware and worried. I'll tell you who you don't need to be aware and worried about. Brendan Rodgers. I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. I told you. And Brendan Rodgers, yet again, falls short. Brendan Rodgers, I'm going to remind you of that quote. It's easy to defend. 94-52, mate. 94-52. Don't ever talk to me about Brendan Rodgers. Ever. No good. Average. Average as it comes. What a night. What a moment. Wow. The Champions League spots. The race for the Champions League is really hotting up. I'm worried. And Tottenham are serious contenders. Chelsea need to find some form now because this is going to go all the way. And there are some serious teams going for it. What a night. What a dramatic ending. What a huge, huge moment. It was unreal. It's a shame and I'm gutted. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a like. Please click subscribe. And remember, go easy, step lightly, stay free. Have a good night. Ta-da.